Hey there, my fellow lunatics, and welcome to Dakon's Madhouse. Hey, would you like a free copy of Corekeeper for yourself or for a friend? Subscribe to my channel and leave a comment with the hashtag MadForCK and include the device that you play on. Be sure to pause the video here and check out all of the details. I've had several requests for some mob farm build examples, so I figured that I would just go ahead and start with something simple and small. This basic farm can be built when you are brand new to the game. First, you're going to need to locate the corner area of 4 spawn cells. Now, if you don't know what a spawn cell is or how to find one, please watch my tutorial videos first. They go over all the details needed for both console and PC players. These 4 tiles here on the paintable floor represent the 4 corners. Each one is the edge of a spawn cell. Let's go ahead and take a look at it in the map tool just so that you can see exactly what I'm looking at. All right, so I've got the Corekeeper map tool loaded up, and you can see here we have got my area with the 4 squares right there in one of the corners. So we've got 1 spawn cell, 2 spawn, 3, 4 spawn cells. And I'm putting the mob farm directly smack in the middle of the 4 spawn cells. So this first mob farm design is going to have a 99% chance for spawn whenever the spawn timer ticks within each spawn cell. Now this is a docile farm design, and I'm only going to be using a single type of spawn tile. So for this farm, you're specifically going to need 31 of any kind of wall. I'm using stone brick wall. A door of any kind. 48 spike traps. They could be wooden or they can be tin. It does not matter. And then you're going to need 48 of some kind of spawn tile, whether it be, ground slime, chrysalists, clay moss, fungal soil. It doesn't matter. You just need 48 of them. So first, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to place down all of my walls in a nice little outline. Leave 1 space for a door. And this marks the boundary of my farm. Go ahead and place my door down. I don't need these anymore. Let's get rid of them. And then I'm going to go ahead and place down all my spawn tiles and just place it on every single one here. Ultimately, I'm going to end up having 12 spawn tiles in every single one of these cells. And so that's going to give me a 99% chance for spawn. On top of these spawn tiles, we're going to place the traps. Traps do not block spawn, neither do conveyor belts, so you can place traps on top of any spawn tile you want. You'll be just fine. And that's it. That's the entire farm design. Now, you have to stay at least 6 tiles away for the spawn to work, but at this point, we just wait it out. This is a very small farm, and it will only get you an average of about 1 mob spawned every 5 minutes or so. And mobs don't drop loot every time they die, so don't expect this farm to get you rich. But it will provide you with some passive income. As you can see right here, we just had 2 mobs spawn, and only 1 of them dropped an item. This next farm design is a little bigger, but it doesn't really require that much more in resource investment. This is also a docile farm, though it is very easy to turn this into an active farm if desired. This farm is in 6 spawn cells instead of 4. 2 of the spawn cells are going to have a 99% spawn chance, while the other 4 are going to have a 90% spawn chance. Now, you can increase this to a 99 if you wish, but I wanted to minimize the amount of resources necessary to create this farm. Let's take a quick look at what this farm looks like in the map so that we can see how many spawn cells exactly we're in. So with this map, you can see that we're only really using 1 column of tiles in each spawn cell. But in the middle 2, we are using the full 16 tiles, so that is guaranteeing us a 99% spawn chance. But in the 2 at the top and at the 2 at the bottom, we are only using 7 tiles in each one. So this only gives us a 90% spawn chance. You need at least 6 tiles in order to get any spawn at all. We just went 1 above that to get us to that 90% minimum. So for this farm, you're going to need 67 walls of any kind. I'm using stone brick. You're going to need a door. You're going to need 60 traps. It could be wooden or it can be tin. It doesn't matter. And then again, you're going to need 60 tiles of any kind for the spawning. I mean, in this case, I'm using fungal soil and stone moss. These are two I do not recommend that you actually mix together, as stone moss is dangerous to mix with anything that is not of the same faction. It will break your farm. But for the purposes of this video, I'm doing it anyway. All right, so first I'm just going to go ahead and I am going to put all my walls down to give myself a nice little outline. As you can see, I've left a little gap here for a door. Go ahead and place the door down. And then I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to place down my stone moss in every single tile. And then on top of that, we are going to be placing down our spike traps. Real simple. And that's it. This farm is now complete. Just like the last one, you're just going to have to sit here and stay at least 6 tiles away, but within 208 tiles. And then the farm will do its thing. Mobs will get killed. And if you need to come in here to grab the loot, you just open the door, walk in, and come around grabbing all of it. Now this one is a little bit bigger. It is in 2 more spawn cells than the other one is. However, these are both still very small. I would not expect a lot of loot from them. You really need to get above about 8 to 10 spawn cells, maybe even bigger, before you're really going to start noticing a decent amount of loot per hour. Now, because this farm is basically in a long straight line, it is very easy to expand it and to add other spawn types. All you need to do is basically just add another strip on each side. So in this case, I'm just going to go ahead and add some fungal soil, which again, I do not recommend mixing mob types with the stone moss. You're going to only want to use cavelings when you're actually putting a farm together that includes stone moss. So a more appropriate spawn tile would have been clay moss. That would have allowed me to spawn mobs in here without worrying about the stone brutes breaking everything. But in this case, once you've got your tile down, you're then just going to put down more spike traps, whether again it's wooden or tin. And once you've got that filled up, you've expanded the farm. You can just keep expanding it to the right and left, or if you've made this horizontal, you can keep expanding it up and down and get as many mobs as you can fit into a spawn cell. I hope you found this video informative and helpful. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to hit that like button, subscribe for future content, and if you are feeling really generous, please join us on Patreon or become a YouTube member. Your support means the world to me, and I can't do it without you. So, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting the channel. Stay happy, stay healthy, and above all, stay crazy.